Hey guys, this is Eric with Eric and Nikki, and today we are going to go through what marketing is working for us in 2021. The biggest thing with marketing for off-market deals, on-market deals, any deals at all, is that you have to have a steady system of incoming leads that you can close. And today I'm going to show you how we're getting those deals. As always, for the algorithm, of course, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell your friends. All right, guys, so we have our top 4 marketing ideas in 2021. The reason I say 2021 is because marketing changes so often. You could have one marketing channel that was killing it for a quarter, and then the next quarter it's almost dead. So you always have to have what's called KPIs, or key performance indicators, on is your marketing working, and if it's not, how do you fix it? We track all of our marketing, track everything that we do. And we have found that for us, there's really the main 4 ways that we have paid marketing that we do for seller leads to either buy their property for rehab, buy their land for a build, or wholesale the property as well. As we go through each one, I'm gonna give a couple of points of why it works for us, why you should look into it, and a little bit about cost. So let's dive in. All right, number 1. The number 1 marketing channel that we use is telemarketing or cold calling. The reason we use cold calling is the cost per lead is so low. It is exceptionally low to make dials out, and the biggest cost associated with dials out is your data. So what do I mean by data? When you're doing cold calling, you're going to get a list of properties from a data source. Batch leads, prop stream, list source, all have data for properties. So you can search by how many years the property has been owned, how long the property has been owned by the same owner, how much equity, so on and so forth. So you're gonna create those specific lists from that data. Then you're gonna take that data and do what's called skip tracing. Skip tracing is where you take that original data and you're gonna find the phone numbers associated with those owners. So you've got Skip Genie that does that. Batch Leads also does that. Lead Sherpa also does that. All 3 of those are really good for skip tracing. So you've got your data, you've got your skip trace. Now what do you do? So there's really 2 options. Option number 1 is you hire a VA or virtual assistant. Those can be from Fiverr or Upwork, and we can send them the list and they start dialing it through a line dialer, so a Mojo or a Call Tools, okay? And what that does is that has a multi-line dialer where they just continually call. And then you're gonna have a script for them and run through the script. Now, once it gets to the leads, the lead of the deal, so you have a hot lead, that lead goes into the system and that's who you're gonna call to track down. So when I say cost per lead, I mean that hot lead. How much did it cost me to get that hot lead? And cold calling is exceptionally inexpensive comparatively to like a pay-per-click for $500 a lead, $1,000 a lead. You might spend $8 to $10 on that final lead. Cold calling is the best way that we've found right now for our ROI. We're returning about, for every dollar we spend, we're making about $10. So we're doing a 10X on the marketing. It's really, really good. It is my favorite. If you're gonna get started, the cheapest and easiest way by far, cold calling. Number 2 is a very time-intensive way. It's called driving for dollars. Driving for dollars is so successful because if the house is dilapidated, looks bad, everything like that, it's most likely that the homeowner either doesn't care, needs the money, or doesn't have the time to fix it up. If that's the case, they probably are a very motivated seller, and that's the biggest thing you want to check in all these lead sources is seller motivation. With seller motivation being so important, if you already have a leg up and know the house is in really bad disrepair, then you already have a leg up on the competition to know that that person is probably within reason going to sell. So if you go around and you drive for dollars, we found that about 300 leads is going to get you a deal. You drive for dollars, you use an app like PropStream or Deal Machine, and that'll help you track the number of houses that you've had in there. Take that list and use the skip tracing service that we talked about earlier. Skip Genie, Lead Sherpa, or Batchlets. Once you have skip traced, then you do the same thing and you cold call. But you cold call that list without a VA. You cold call them directly, and it really helps because you've already seen the house and you know, hey, Mr. Seller, your house is in pretty bad shape. Have you thought about selling? We offer a cash offer. That in itself has gotten us about $6 to $7 per dollar spent. The biggest thing though that we've had is the time. We find that it may be worthwhile to hire an individual to go drive around neighborhoods at an hourly rate. So that's definitely something you can look into. Number 3, and one of my favorites, social media. We have gotten deals off social media. We've raised money on social media. We have done tons of stuff, and it's cost us very little, but it's cost us also time. If you haven't already, start a YouTube channel. If you haven't already, have an Instagram. If you haven't already, get a TikTok. All these things have made us money in one way or another in the real estate industry. We've gotten deals on Instagram. We've sold deals on Instagram just by posting, hey, we've got this deal, got this wholesale. It's worked really, really well. The biggest keys to this though are consistency with posting. You wanna make sure that you're posting often and that you have valid information when you're posting. It's not just getting on there and rambling, so to speak. Also, talk about your business. What do you do? What do you sell? Are you a wholesaler? Are you a rehabber? If you're a rehabber, show your properties. Give validity to what you're doing. Not having a social media presence in this day and age and in this time is not a smart way to continue doing business in the real estate market. It's so powerful and so beneficial, and it really helps give you validity as a buyer or seller. And the last and final way that we've found that has really worked lately for us is direct mail. And I don't mean the postcards or the typed letters. What's worked for us is handwritten letters. We use a company called Ballport Marketing. They are more expensive than your average mailer, but we've sent out 1,600 pieces of mail and got one deal that we made $25,000 off of. That return is insane. So we're gonna keep doing that heavily, but we do handwritten letters. We don't do the postcards. We found that the letters seem to be a little bit more received and we get a lot more call ratio from it. Again, you're gonna take the data that you get from the cold callers and you're gonna use that data to mail with. I find that mailing, it's better to do a little bit more niche of a list, maybe absentee owners or maybe a pre-foreclosure, expired listings, seems like to be working a little bit better for us at this time, but direct mail has really started to pick up. We didn't see it work as much before when we started wholesaling. Now wholesaling and finding land, the direct mail has worked really well. That's our 4: cold calling, driving for dollars, social media, and direct mail. If you're not doing at least 2 marketing channels, you need to make sure that you add one. Social media and cold calling is really easy. Social media and driving for dollars is really inexpensive, doesn't take a ton of your money to be able to do that. As always, we love hearing comments from you guys on, is this information helpful for you? And was it beneficial? And smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for being here.